Okay. He'll be here in 5 minutes. All right. I don't know who's watching. Hello to whoever's watching. Destination Spooky, the man that made the video that Sarah and I addressed earlier, he's going to join us here in about 5 minutes. Hey, everybody. I see more people jumping on. So here's what we learned in the short amount of time that transpired after our live. So Victor Scott Johnson, the guy that's sharing the shit out of that video, is Destination Spooky. He has agreed to come on and talk to us, and talk to me. Sarah's driving. I just want to talk to this guy and maybe clear the air or help him understand whatever facts. My phone's blowing up. I'm sorry, everybody. Understand whatever facts he has wrong. He did question me about my prior employment, which, hey, you don't have to be a detective to go to my Facebook page and look back a couple of years to see where it was. So we're waiting for him. I sent him the StreamYard link. He said he was going to jump on here at 5:30. I screwed up the StreamYard link or the StreamYard setup, so I didn't schedule it for the future. So here we are. So I'm just going to wait for him to get here, and which should be about 5:30 according to him. He's on the East Coast here. Hey, Sarah. Sarah's driving. I don't want her. And now Danny's driving. So we have a better chance of surviving the 8 hours and 8 minutes we have left, which I don't know if we're going to make, honestly. We would have to stop and get some sleep in here. But we're going to give Victor a few more minutes to see. He says he's going to show up, and I believe him. He's been more than fair in our chats. I promised him I would not be a B mantra. I told him I wouldn't be a dick, and I'm not going to be. I want to address it. I'll answer any questions he has, and we'll see how this thing plays out. But and thank you all for watching, by the way. But yeah, so a little bit of why he's coming on now. So we'll see when he shows up here. Yeah, I really want to clear this up, guys, because as we mentioned earlier, we've put a lot of time and effort in to get haunted. We put a lot of effort into trying to do the right thing and being fair and honest and open about everything we do. And while I am completely unhappy with that video, I am going to give the man some credit for jumping in. Here he is. We're going to bring him on. Okay, let me see. Add to stream. There we go.
Yep.
Hey, Victor.
Hi, Rob. So, first things first, the video is down. You deserve that much until we get this squared away. Second thing second, I do want to apologize because there is an accusation there that I didn't mean to make, but I made that video in a bit of a heat of a moment thing.
Okay.
Get Haunted and Ghost Hunts USA are not the same company.
No.
And I want to make that clear. Okay.
So I appreciate that. I do. And I did not ask him to take it down. He offered, and I think the words were, you do what you think is right. Am I right?
That was what you said to me, Rob. And
Okay.
I don't want to be like, I want to make this clear too. I don't want to be some gotcha ass. I'm going to cuss a little bit. Again, we're both from the Philly area.
Oh.
I don't want to be some gotcha ass, I know more than anyone, anything guy. Again, heat of the moment. And I still have my issues with Ghost Hunts USA. I'm not here to, we're not here to talk about that unless you want to. But
No.
I would honestly, I do want to know more about Get Haunted, because if Get Haunted is better, in my opinion, and you don't have to answer to this directly, but is better than Ghost Hunts USA, people should know that too. I want to be fair. You do run a business. I'm not here to bury a business nor put people out of business. I just am also here to protect people like me who were swindled by a different company that we've already established is different. So if you have anything you would like to ask or anything, I will let you start. You are the accused, so to speak.
Yeah. So here's what I want to say, Victor. I left Ghost Hunts USA in 2021, right? For my own reasons. When I left, I promised myself and I promised the people I started investigating with that I would never badmouth them. I did. I would work there for several years, and I made a lot of really good friends. People that, I don't know, some of them I'd probably take a bullet for, right? And with that, some of them ended up with me. It's not a secret. And if you want, this is where I'm not gonna beat you up, but I'm gonna beat you up a little bit. If you even go back if you go back in my profile somewhere on Facebook, you can see me wearing Ghost Hunts USA shirts when I worked for them. It's never been a secret. After leaving, I met my business partner, and she has instilled in me a way of living that is not about tearing people down, but about building people up. And that was the vision for Get Haunted, just so you understand.
I do know where you're coming from, and I saw that the other day.
So, and I've been turned away from locations because of my prior employment. I don't advertise it, but they ask, and I'm always honest, always, because I don't hide it. So, and I wasn't even employed. I volunteered there. So, to make a really long story short, we have spent the last year and a quarter, year and a half. He took it down, Taryn, relax. Building people up, inviting teams to investigate with us at bigger locations that they can't get into. I've put upwards of $60,000 of my own dollars into this. I have a daughter going to college this year. We're just starting 2023. Last year we did about 15, almost 20 events, over 200 guests. Some we sold no tickets to. But when I tell you the truth, I drove my ass down to West Virginia to pay that location owner with no guests. She couldn't believe we did it. So I make promises to people, I keep them. I do. And when I tell you I'm surrounded by some of the greatest people in this whole industry, I am. I don't go hunting for anybody. I don't spend my time beating up GHU or any other event company. I work with them. I work with other event companies. People aren't going to believe it. You'll probably see an announcement soon. Why? Because I believe that this stage deserves to be shared with every single person on there that's into the paranormal. Every location owner that I work with are absolute dolls. They're the greatest people out there. They bust their asses to keep the doors open for people like you and me to come and investigate. We've done lives to do charity, all kinds of things. So to see your video this morning after wrapping up a beautiful night at Randolph County Infirmary, where we introduced several new people to the paranormal. They had their own experiences. We're driving 10 hours each way. We do it because we really love it. And when we get that reaction from somebody and they have their first big paranormal experience, and we're part of that, and that's the rewarding part for all of us, for myself, Sarah, Danny, anybody that's on this team. So your video, what shocked me was that I had never heard from you. I didn't even know you were Destination Spooky. I just knew you were the guy sharing the shit out of it. All I would ask from you, and I get it. I understand. I know there are people out there that have had issues with that company.
Rob, you're breaking up a moment on my end. I got up to have issues, but stuff is breaking up. Rob? I still don't hear you. I can leave and come back, but I don't have your feed anymore.
It might be me.
I think I'm gonna do. It might. So, do you want to come back to the same link in a few minutes and continue, or?
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me yet.
Okay.
All right. If anybody's still watching, let me know if you can hear me. I see 33 people. Yeah, we know. Yeah, hold on. He's trying to come back. Let me. All right, he's coming back. He's coming back. He's just making sure it's the same link. We'll have him on here in a minute. So here's what I'll say while we wait for him. I give him credit, to show up and talk about this. So he took the video down. All right, he's here. Let's get him, man.
Can you hear me?
Okay, Victor. Yeah.
Sorry, you're coming
Yeah,
in.
sorry. I'm in the middle of Ohio and farm country here. So all I was trying to get to, and it was probably a little long-winded, is I worked really hard to separate myself from them, distance myself from them, to make Get Haunted its own thing. Here's the funny part, and some people watching will probably can verify for me. I'm not saying it was a psychic moment, but I had a feeling this was going to happen. at some point, and it was only a couple days ago. So to wake up after a wonderful night at Randolph County to that, and with all of the insanity that we've watched over the past, couple weeks, and for weeks prior with those other guys, it pains me, man. So if you had reached out to me, if this conversation happened before your video probably wouldn't exist. And I'm telling you, you live close enough, come over, I'll show you all my paperwork. So I will say this, and by the way, you're a brave man, because I think the people watching are a lot of my close friends. Thanks for coming on to talk about this, and we're not done. I'm not. And thank you for taking that video down, because it was just probably one of the worst things to see, waking up to that today, feeling like a year and a half of really hard work and a lot of money had just been pissed away, without ever having a chance to talk about it. So I think I think that's what you need to know, right? I'm watching other people do this, and I'm watching everybody's piling on this bandwagon, dude. And if we just spent that time, like your video, if you took your video and turned that into, and I know I get it's a noble cause. Everybody wants to protect everybody else, but it's out there. It is out there. So let that shit go. Let the chips fall wherever they're going to chip, where their chips are going to fall. Take your time. Do like what we will. Just put the focus on the people that lift. And I'm not saying us. Put the focus on the people that really do good for these communities and for the paranormal and for locations. It's just your energy will be so much better. It'll be better spent doing those kind of things. I get it. I don't know what happened with you and those guys. I know what happened to me. If you knew the story, you'd be like, oh shit. But that's it. I do want to say thank you for taking that down, because for the amount of effort that all these people have put in, that's what hurt me. That's really what hurt me, because they do it truly for the love of the paranormal and for these locations and historic preservation. So, thanks for taking time, dude. I'm really surprised you did this. I'm gonna, as much as I wanted to really go at you this morning, or early this afternoon, the fact that you're coming on here to talk, it says a lot. So I want to thank you for that.
You're welcome, Rob. And again, I apologize, because you're right. I didn't have everything, and dots were connected in my mind that had nothing to do with the video I made, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. But get your ass on one of my events. I'll give you 5% off. Then you can write your reviews. I'm joking. Come on. Go ahead.
Charge me 5% more. No, I wanted to say then, if there's a way to put a bright spot on this, I think there is. If it's okay, I'd like to ask you, what kind of charity events does Get Haunted operate when they can?
When we can. We've done one so far for White Hill Mansion last Halloween. You can go look at what we did that night. We raised a fair amount of money for White Hill Mansion in Fieldsboro, New Jersey, one of our favorite places, on 4/22. And you can go on our webpage. I know you're a follower. I looked you up. We have Girls versus Boys, where we are, so everybody knows. You want to understand what we do for locations and towns. We are featuring, listen, Williamson, West Virginia is a town that was hit so hard in recent years. And we went down there, and those people welcomed us with open arms. The old hospital on College Hill, Tanya, Charlie, the owners. So we're doing that. It's not, that one probably cost me $5,000, but we were bringing as much exposure to Williamson as we can, for a wonderful location, for a wonderful town, for people that have been kind of beaten down by recent economic situations. And they're there living every day. Marianne, she's a volunteer over at Old Hospital. Lord Baltimore Hotel. God, I can't talk. Was a charity event, part of world's largest ghost hunt down in Baltimore. So, yeah, we do them when we can, Victor. And I think something a lot of people fail to realize is that, we could crucify and kick all event companies out of locations, but the truth is, small teams, it'd be really hard to float a lot of these locations just on small teams, right? Sometimes we pay more than a small team would. I can tell you that about some specific locations. So while everybody looks at ticket prices and goes, oh my God, these guys are getting rich, I promise you we're not. There's insurance. We carry insurance. There's travel. There's hotels. I spent last year well over $6,000 on hotels for people to stay at these things. So yeah, it's why my car is my car. There's this weird negative connotation with event companies, and it's not fair, right? And in some cases, it's justifiable. But in this case, I promise you, it is not. So we are always open. Every location owner that we talk to knows that if they need cleanup day, call Rob, call Sarah. We'll get a crew of people down there. We'll get down there to help paint. A specific location in Gettysburg sent us a beautiful message the other day thanking us because first she sent photos of them painting a room, and I'm like, oh my God, what did we do? She's like, no, it's because of people like you and your company that we're able to do the renovations we need. It is truly what inspires us. It's truly what moves us. Yeah, I have bills to pay, and yeah, this is all I do. Do it because I want to see this work. So do we charge for events? Absolutely. We bring food, we bring snacks. There's not a lot of money to be made doing this. So if that's what the perception is when I see videos like yours that we're just raking in cash and sitting in a lounge somewhere eating grapes, it's just not what it is, man. But so yes, there are specific charity events, but every single event we put on, that money goes to these locations so that they can do what they need to do to keep the doors open so that the smaller teams and that they can do the flashlight tours and they can do the history tours and all. We donate time to do the candlelight tours down at White Hill Mansion. So I'm not patting myself on the back. A better option there for anybody that questions this shit, call these locations, ask them about Get Haunted or any other event company that's there and see what they do. They'll tell you. Don't take it from me. I'm not gonna sit here and toot my own horn, but it's what we do. So yeah, we do what we can. And we've only been in business a year. We're coming into our second year with an awful lot of locations, and we already have some big things planned for helping these locations out. So, and you're more than welcome to come and document that. Come along and watch us do our thing. You, any other YouTuber, blogger, whatever, come watch. That's the thing. Watch 422. It's going to be we teamed up with Haunted Road Trip to do. We're going to bring you something absolutely amazing that nobody's seen before. It's not for us. It's for them. I'm telling you. So what else? Any other questions?
Yeah, I was actually going to lead into that. So again, I'm not here to talk about Ghost Hunts USA, and you wouldn't know anything about that anyway, but how do you, seeing as, and I want to also make this clear, I have yet to go on a Get Haunted investigation. So what do you do on a Get Haunted investigation that you can talk about live? How would you run the ghost hunt?
Yeah. So normally what we do is look, the formula is pretty standard across the industry, but we add our own flair and our own twist. But we have different styles of um, investigations, right? So we just did one down at the Hoover House called "Making Sense of Your Senses" a couple of weeks ago, where that was sort of the next level type of investigation. We had Cody and Satori Hawes, who I'm sure you know who they are, do the an hour long lecture. They're two of the greatest kids on the planet. If you need someone to vouch for me, give them a shout. They'll do it. Paul Kelly, Shanley. But anyway, they did their intro, and then we went through the night basically working on our senses versus um, being focused on the equipment. So that's kind of the next level of investigative techniques. Investigation like what we did last night at RCI, Randolph County Infirmary. Everybody shows up. We take them through a history tour. We break folks into teams. Last night, I think we had 15 people. Broke them down in 3 teams of 5 or 6. Just however it worked out. And we take them through. We have 3 different styles per session. We go through sessions. We do evidence recaps. We do some paranormal challenges. Then we give them time to take their skills that they learned that night, or if they're seasoned investigators, they'll go off and do their thing. But it's never us investigating while they're watching. We're putting the gear in their hands. We're having them do what they need to do to have that second half of the night for them to go off and be successful with it. Throughout that second session there, we add little workshops when we can, maybe an EVP session here or a different Estes method. So we mix it up. We make it very interactive. And out of the probably nearly 300 people we've had already, nobody's had a complaint. So we're doing something right. They keep coming back. We had people drive in from Kentucky to Indiana last night and other parts of the world, of the Midwest, I should say. So what anybody can do is run an event. What makes us truly special is our people, the sense of family, the sense of welcoming, to give people a safe space to explore the paranormal, try their own techniques. Give Silence Paranormal a shout out. Give them a message. We brought them in on some stuff. Group of deaf women that are absolutely amazing investigators, and God, we learn from them. That's what another thing I think that makes us different is we're not saying here's how you investigate. We're saying let's investigate together and learn from each other. Guests. Somebody might be watching. Sandy Fulper was a guest at one of my events, and she was like, "Hey, let's try this over here." Boom, we went over there. It was a fantastic session. So it's more of a paranormal hangout and a paranormal gathering than it is give me your money, sit down and listen to what I'm about to tell you, because that's not what we do. And again, the only accurate way to really describe it is to have you or anybody else come to it. And when you get there, you're going to be like, oh man, this feels good. This is what it's supposed to be like. We cap ticket sales, especially at larger locations, because that's the number one complaint out there that I hear. It's the number one question I get from people, how many people are going to be at this event? So we choose to make less money. Hey, Sandy, to give people a better experience. Missouri State Penitentiary is a great example. We're there in May, and yeah, I know the other guys were there, but guess what? That's what event companies do. Like that was in your video. That's the one thing that really, really aggravated me was listing out these locations. White Hill Mansion I've been going to for years. Don's an amazing friend of mine. Kyle's part of my team. He's the VP over there. that's what we do. Like, we go to these great places, but it's a different type of experience. That much I can promise you. Sandy was a guest. If we have any other guests in here, I'll let you guys um, say what you want to say. But she's got to go and check it out. And, without giving away it's not that they're secrets, right? Once somebody comes to an event, anybody can walk away and copy it. What makes us different are our people, which is why I will go to war with anybody that puts them in jeopardy. I truly love every single person, and they are all volunteers. We can't pay anybody yet. I can't even pay myself. They all give their time to help us bring our guests something truly special and truly unique. So that's what makes us different, man.
That's a great answer. And that's what I wish I'd have known before I made the video too. So thank you for letting me know that, Rob.
No problem.
So do you have anything else for me? I do have one more thing.
No, I'll have a parting comment, but go ahead with your last thing.
Okay. You're right. It's out there. Can't take it back. Took it down. Can apologize for it. I will, by the way, issue a full retraction. Let everyone know how good of a guy you are. You absolutely are. And I will absolutely, no problem. I will absolutely tell them to check out Get Haunted, because that is a lot of good. The volunteers and the fact that you're doing these things for these locations, and you alluded to this earlier, but I want to make specific. Yeah, if we can't ghost hunt here anymore, they get bulldozed and condos get built over them. And then nobody.
Watch it happen every week, man. It happens every week, and it sucks.
Yeah. Right. So there is a good here. So for that, and this doesn't make up for it, I will in fact book an investigation when I have time. I will go, I will check it out. That's the least I can do for you, and I know this is ironic saying this. I don't bury a business offhand when I have a bad experience. I just simply tend not to mention them. It's just I got caught up in a moment with Ghost Hunts USA, who I had been trying to talk about how bad my experience was, and this just happened to happen at the same time. But I would rather promote and see you do well and have others kind of feel the joy that you get, because I'm a tour guide myself, and it is one of the greatest parts of my job. When someone has those experiences and I'm there and they say thank you for that, it is amazing. Yeah. I don't want to come from
makes it all worth it.
Right, exactly that. And that needs to keep going. So I would like to check you out. I would like to see it for real. And I would be happy to put you over. Like, I'm pretty sure everything's going to be fine, but I would like to, put you over as something people need to do.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about your 17 followers on YouTube. I was more worried about watching it spread. And I know you just started your channel. It was a half a joke in there.
I know it. I deserve that. Yeah. Like, don't think it was lost on me. I deserve that.
So here's what I'm going to ask from you. I don't.
Okay.
Wait, I'm taking your retraction. I will take it. Don't make it about me. Make it about my entire team. And I know you haven't met them, but what I can tell you is I represent them. Sarah, my business partner, represents them, and they live the same way Sarah and I try to run this company. It's why they're not even handpicked. They found us when we put the call out for help. All of the right people came at exactly the right time. So it's less about me than it is about Get Haunted and all the people that make it what it is. So yeah, you don't have to name me, but if you don't mind, Get Haunted and their crew would be. That's what would make me happy.
I'll do it today.
They are truly the face of the company. I don't go to every event. I can't. Sarah can't. So what people experience is exactly that, right? They are just living by the same standards that we run through every single day. So yeah, man. And then I'll just ask moving forward, I get it. I get it. And if we ever talk privately, whatever happened to you, you're gonna be like, oh shit. So
I probably will. When you
yeah,
were
so
speaking about what you were doing different, a lot of that came out. So I already know pretty much.
okay.
You're okay.
All right. I just asked that I'm watching, this is becoming a trend, and I don't like it. And I get it. Some people deserve it, but it's our elephant. Someone put it on your YouTube page. That was a Sarah post. The elephant's already in the room, guys. There's no reason to keep stabbing it with a stick. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So it's just time to move on and spend that energy wisely. That's what I'm going to ask for from you, from anybody that's following. I watch the mindless shares, and it drives me crazy because, and I'm not saying you, there's other people that were sharing your video, and it's like, not one of them, not a single question, not a single whatever, nothing.
I hope
Just,
I've at least given you that, Rob.
yeah, no, now you have. Like, I was truly surprised that you even responded. So thank you for that. But for the community as a whole, I hope everybody can kind of put the brakes on for a minute and not get into a frenzy, because it's like a fucking Shark Tank. It's got to stop. Everybody just needs to take a breath and go, okay, there's a story. Some of it's real, probably like any other industry, like any other avenue of media. Some of it's not. And there are the honest and hardworking people that get hurt by things like this. And I'm not lecturing you. I am, but I'm not.
Go ahead. I mean, you're good either
Yeah.
way. So
People get hurt by things like this. And, it's not a hobby for me. And it is like, my daughter is the most important thing in the world to me. And I'm trying to build a better future for her. But at the same time, I'm trying to also build a better paranormal world out there. And that's what Sarah and I worked hard on for a year, is setting this tone and have we have the perfect team. We have the perfect team of people. Where they came from doesn't matter as long as they're the right people. And they are the right people. So that's what I'm going to leave you with is, and anybody else watching and anybody else that wants to go out there and bash. It's just not, it does more harm than good. I promise you. If you're in a historic preservation, you're hurting it. Everything that goes out about companies, teams, or whatever, it doesn't help the cause at all. We need money going to these locations. Yeah, so that's Steve. So it's sometimes the people trying to do good become the punching bags, and it just does suck, right? And then if all of the good people just say fuck it and walk away, what are you going to be left with?
Rob, I think you're frozen again, buddy. I'll give you a few seconds, and then I can come back in if you need me to. Oh, there you go.
I think I'm back. I don't know if we're good. Probably
yeah, we're good. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to ask you, Victor. I hope if we walk away from this, I hope you learned something. I hope everybody watching learned something. I have amazing location owners out there that would back me. Jeremy at Cashtown Inn, Kelly at the Shanley Hotel, Sheila, Missouri State Penitentiary, Charlie, Tanya at Old Hospital. We can run through the whole list. And they know where I used to work. and I've never burned a single person. I'm a veteran. I'm originally from Jersey. I'm a man of my word, and I believe everybody deserves chances, and I believe everybody deserves a spot in the paranormal. And I will go to my grave feeling like that. So, again, thank you for taking the time to clear this up. Extra thank you for pulling the video down without me asking you to. I think we can both walk away from this understanding each other a little bit better.
Absolutely. Again, my apologies. Thank you for being so open and transparent. Had I expected that the first time, I would have just DM'd you. I can promise you that. So I will put that retraction up tonight. Go on.
If my guru, Sarah, is still listening, one of the biggest lessons she ever taught me was not to have expectations. So if you expected me to be a dick, that was your first mistake. Not everybody's a dick, right? So
you're right.
Yeah, let's start believing in each other in this field. Like I'm watching the paranormal field tear itself apart, and it's coming from within. Taryn, you're not my guru. Sarah's still on, and it's coming from within. I'm watching teams. I'm watching people turn on each other, and it's pretty damn sad. The people that lose in the end are the location owners, are the plate, like you said, they get bulldozed, right? If we're all starting to shit talk each other, there's no, and then everybody screams the word para-unity. Come on. So it's time. Like if everybody wants to use that word, let's start living by it. That's all I'm asking.
I agree. For those of you in the chat, I haven't read it. I appreciate you sticking up for your friend. That is very good of you. That means you're a real friend. I probably deserve it. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to look at it, but I do deserve it. So, yeah. Thank you, Rob, for having me on. Thank you for being even, completely transparent, upfront, the long and good conversation. I'll have you up tonight, and I'll share it just as much. Okay.
Appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Victor. Have a good one.
Take care, man.
Good luck in future bookings. Okay.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll be one of them. You got it. Take care.
All right. Take care. All right, everybody. So thank you for jumping on. Yes, I'm seeing some of your private messages. I'll reply later. Here's what I'll say. I mean, I give the man credit for jumping on, for taking that video down. If you know me, you know me. That's all I'm really going to say. I love all of you. Thank you so much for supporting me, for supporting Sarah, for supporting Danny, who has to drive now. For the rest of the Get Haunted crew. They do. They mean the world to me. So I can breathe easier. Yeah, you're not my guru, Taryn. Trust me. I'm yours. I'm so sorry. All right, guys. So we're done with that. I'm gonna now find another place to pee. We're just drinking Cokes and trying to stay awake. But thank you all. I love everybody on this chat. Even love
you guys too.
Even Danny, even Christina. I mean, I was reading your name. You're not on the chat. But seriously, all right, guys, we're gonna go now. I don't even know what day it is or time it's. Holy shit! All right, have a good night, guys. We will talk soon. Bye.